In most things we do, the biggest battle comes from within.
Growing up in San Bernardino back in the day, earliest moments of childhood, confusion in the family, mom and dad split, but both my parents were teachers, so early days, San Bernardino is my childhood, just a bunch of confusion, you know what I mean? A lot of, I don't know, maybe trying to find yourself.
My name's Punk Ass. I'm from Tapout. I'm from San Bernardino, California. I think growing up, I lived in probably one of the worst areas of San Bernardino, and though I had a real good, tight family situation, but it was just a situation where you had no money, and you had cockroaches in the house, and we had these fucked up cars all the time, and I think those are some of the reasons why I would push so hard.
My name is Scrape. I was born in Santa Ana, California. As a kid, I was a little different, always wearing mixed match shoes and just didn't really care what people thought about what I was doing. I just liked to be different, act a little silly.
I first met Mask around '93. We were both training. I was kind of boxing.
He was doing boxing and real into fighting, and I was into kickboxing and doing martial arts.
Me and Mask were training and doing jiu-jitsu and some kickboxing still. And Mask said he wanted to start this clothing company and start selling T-shirts.
There's a lot of things that shaped coming up with Tapout. It started off with me and Punk Ass having a competition of who could come up with the coolest license plate, and you gotta be creative and punch that out in 7 letters. So I came up with Tapout, and so, that just went into, training in the garages, and we're all training with each other, and I look up, and my Mustang will be parked there, and I'm looking at Tapout, and there was nothing that you could put on in that day that meant what we were feeling like, meant, when you're walking, you didn't have mixed martial arts and fighting didn't have any identity. You couldn't put on a uniform and feel the way we felt in the gym. And so kind of just as a need to identify what I was feeling on the inside of myself, came up with a T-shirt. And my first thought was, I'm gonna come out like Private Eye. I'm gonna come up with this and I'm gonna bail out with it, and then all my guys that are training in the garage together are gonna wanna put that shit on. And so it just started from there.
He went along and just started producing. He came up with a logo, and he showed it to me, and I thought it was cool, but I just didn't have the time to put into it. But he was off and running. He started selling at some of the small jiu-jitsu shows. I remember competing there and seeing him there, and at some point he came to me and said, I really want you to come on board with me and do this full-time with me. That's how we started. That was around '98. We just started pushing, and we've been killing it ever since.
I met Mask. He ended up moving down to Huntington Beach and rented a room from a friend of mine's house. And we just kind of clicked right away, We were both kind of eccentric and aloof and whatever other words you want to use for fucking weird, basically. He had just started Tapout, and people thought he was kind of weird because the sport of mixed martial arts back then was basically nothing. That was in the mid-90s,
'98, '99, we didn't really have any income coming in, so it was kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was maxing out the few credit cards I had. I know Mask was like sleeping on couches and didn't have a car. I kind of had a job, actually 2 jobs at the time, to kind of keep money flowing. And, we had a website, so I was handling all the business side, selling the clothes, shipping the clothes out. You know, anything that had to do with that side, and Mask was designing the clothes and coming up with new designs and new products.
Helping Mask go to the fights and tournaments and sell the clothes. Punk Ass was already Mask's partner, and he was working a couple jobs, kind of supporting all of us. People just thought we were stupid, man. We thought we were wasting our time. You know, we were called dreamers, Tapout wannabes. You know, people telling me, why are you hanging out with that dreamer back there? Because at the time, Mask just had a bedroom. You know, it was a 15 by 15 room he rented in the back of this house, sleeping on the floor.
Mask is like, you can't really explain it, but I know he puts off this energy where you just makes you want to be a better person and just try harder.
If anybody who's ever met him, I don't know, man. He's one of the realest people I've ever met.
When Skyscrape came along, you know, there was Punk Ass on this side that had been my friend for probably 7, 8 years before that, and we were just boys. When Scrape came along, you know, there wasn't nobody believed in, especially the face paint and wanting to help when I had no money. He didn't just believe in me. I guess what I'm trying to say, my relationship with Scrape is deep in the sense that he believed when nobody was there to believe, when there was no sport that was legal, when all I was doing was getting laughed at, putting on the face paint. And this kid believed in me and helped me against his family, against any friends that he had up to that point. And there was no reason why he should have believed. I mean, why side up with me against everybody else, including your family? And that's what he did, you know? Skyscrape believed when nobody else would believe, and I used to tell him all the time, bro, you ain't gonna be sorry. Believe in me, we'll go to the top. We'll be this, we'll be that. The sport's gonna do this, the sport's gonna do that. And he'd just be like, yeah, all right.
He was around when we had nothing, so he knows what it was like to be in that situation where nothing's going for us. So it was kind of like us three, just this tight relationship, and we were just out there, us against the world. And Scrape was willing to persevere when we weren't able to pay him, and now he's still hanging with the homies. And you know, we're the Three Musketeers or whatever the fuck you want to call us, but you know, we're still here standing.
Hey, this is the black man, Quentin Rampage Jackson. I'm here with Tapout. I'm here with the boys in Tapout. Man, they be tapping folks out. He on a video game. He just he just got big hair. He don't do nothing, but he on a video game.
From the very beginning, Punk Ass and Skyscrape, if you ever watch us somewhere where at a UFC or anywhere, we'll all walk in and because it's always been three amigos, three the hard way, three stooges. You know, we've always been that. That's always the motivation, that us as a team go forward, you know what I'm saying? Us as a team, we motivate the world, people, fighters, the sport.
I guess you could almost call it stubborn, you know, and I think we're all like that, myself and Punk Ass and Mask, you know, we don't take no for an answer, you know. You say no, what's that word mean? You know, you just say you can't go this way, then shit, I'll back up and go another way. I don't care. You know, we all had that, so we all like to work hard and dream, basically.
We're guys who really, you know, we're the American dream. We started with nothing, had no money, you know, pretty much put like a couple grand and just ran with it. It was everything we had on our credit cards. And, you know, that's the true American story. That's what everybody, you know, that's in the United States, you only have those opportunities, and we used that opportunity and made something of it.
Yeah, people ask me a lot, did I ever believe that Tapout would be this big? And to me, it's not even, it's still so far away from where I've always seen it. Can Tapout be as big as Nike? I mean, why can't it surpass that? The only dream to that level, or not even to be able to dream to the level that has already been created is not dreaming at all. I'm dreaming way past that, way, you know, I think it's sometimes the things that we represent, myself, Punk Ass and Skyscrape, and touching the lives that we touch and putting this logo on people and believing in fighters and believing in this sport. I think that's going to be talked about long after I'm dead. I would hope so, for a couple of the good things we've done as an extension of Tap Out, you know. It's not all just putting on a t-shirt. Anybody believes that, they can just go believe it.
Everybody out there who wants to, you know, believe in something and that they have a dream to do something, whether it be a business or you know, they're an athlete or whatever it is, Tap Out just is kind of, if it could just be the flag that just says you can, you know, a person with a dream can go out there and achieve that dream. I mean, I just want it to be that and live on way past, you know, when I'm dead and gone and dust in the ground, you know, that Tap Out's still around and my kids' still see that shit, you know, and they go, hey, you know, my grandpa started that shit.
Hopefully at the end of the day, it would be said that I encourage people to encourage you to believe in yourself way past where you believed you could go, or get you to believe in something that's way up here that you don't really want to touch it. You really don't want to believe, man, go believe in that and focus on that thing. And when you do that, that's when you'll do something that sets yourself completely apart from everybody else. It just takes one idea, one, to change the course of your history, your kids' history, and influence many millions of others. Just one. But you got to go up there in that one little part that you're thinking that's just so crazy. It only sounds crazy because nobody else is thinking about it. That's your special gift. You got to get up there in that, whatever it is.